Crosby. A poke check away, and now the counter. Here come the Caps. Kuznetsov gets loose. Evgeny coming down the middle. A shot, and it comes in over. He scores! He scores! Evgeny Kuznetsov wins it for Washington! It's off to the third round! The Demons have been exercised! Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Pittsburgh! We're going to Tampa Bay! The Capitals have done it! They slayed the Penguins.
Oh, welcome to the early edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. We are directly from the... Where Michael? Michael is freezing right now. I don't know what's going on with him. Can you see his picture right there? I don't know, Michael. Maybe you have to reset. That's funny. As a welcome, everybody. Michael, can you hang up and come back? That'll be funny. Michael was stuck in the freezing in the California, maybe it was the West Coast. I don't know what's going on over there. But welcome. This is the day, July 28th, and this is the UFA and NHL. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another great show of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Of course, Michael Devellano is going to join us. We are here until, I don't know, until it's going to be over. I'll be honest with you. A lot of news, the breaking news. It's crazy right now. My phone is blowing up, guys, with news after news. Hopefully, your team already signed a couple of players. Of course, we're going to go through all the signature, all the trades. Chicago just make a trade with Calgary for Zadorov, Barry Singh in Edmonton, and, you can go all the way like that. It's going back and forth all day on Twitter right now. So it would be really, really interesting what's going to happening for sure. And of course, we are waiting a little bit for Michael to join us this morning. He was with me, but I don't know what happened with him. Oh, maybe he's coming back right now. Before we welcome everybody, let's see if Michael is going to be with us in a few seconds. He is on the guest room, but he's not showing up his camera. But during the time, welcome everybody. Thanks to join us. Let's see if Michael is going to be here. Oh, a little bit better. A little bit better, but you freezing a lot, Michael, this morning. Can you talk? Michael, can you say hi? Can you hear me, Michael? We have some difficulty from Houston this morning, honestly, from West Coast. I see Michael a little bit moving right now. You look like you freeze a lot, Michael. Can you make a move, said I can hear you, something like that, Michael? I don't know what's going on with Michael. But welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll be here, everybody. And maybe Michael will chat in the room right now. We're going to see in the next couple of minutes what's going on with Michael. But welcome, everybody. Kimberly, she's already in. Thanks to be here this morning, my Kimberly. Of course, I'm in the green room, Pierre. I know you are there, but you freeze, buddy. For some reason, you cannot show up, Michael. You have to reset. Good morning, Coach directly from Nevada, Mr. Adam Bergie Burger. David Pastnak, son, is back in the house this morning. Great job, buddy, to be with your family. Directly from Winnipeg, Mr. Dan Asham. Welcome aboard. I don't know what's going on. Michael is freezing right now. I'm going to put him out again and see if he will coming back. Honestly. We'll see. Kimberly, yeah, exactly. Chainsaw Man, what's going on with you, buddy? Directly from Montreal. We don't see you for a long time. Oh, Mr. Ryan Stewart. Talking about Chainsaw Man. Mr. Ryan Stewart is in the house this morning. Welcome aboard, Ryan. Steve Riley, welcome again. Mr. Steve Riley, always great. We make a lot of great comments on videos I produce every day. Steve, thank you so much. We are grateful to have your support on video. Thanks to be there. Directly from South Florida, Parkland, but the Monkey Boy Panthers. I cannot believe on the Flores Trays yesterday. Yeah, Michael is on Siberia right now. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to see if it's looking better and better for him about that. But I'm sitting here annoying me up, and then again, I'm like, I want to sound like you all need upgrade Wi-Fi. I don't know. We'll see what's happening there. Again, I mean, about that. But I'm sitting here annoying up, and then again, I'm like, I want to sound like you all need upgrade Wi-Fi. You have to turn off your sound.
My Wi-Fi is
Michael.
fucking fast.
We have a background from your son, Michael.
Nope. It's definitely not.
Now you freeze again. you are a great pink shirt. We can see right now, and for some reason you're not doing anything right now. You still stuck over there for some reason. David Pasnek said you should restart your Wi-Fi, Michael. I don't know. Paint him, coach. I look on the website also. I'm live, Michael, on the YouTube channel. You freeze also over there, so I don't know. I have no clue about the problem you have right now. About my Wi-Fi is 1 gig, just testing it. I know, but every time you show up, Michael, you are freezing. So I don't know what's going on. But again, welcome everybody. Hopefully you have an amazing, great Wednesday already as I'm at 11 o'clock Eastern Time and Sunshine. It's a Sunshine State in Florida. I'm directly from North Miami Beach. We are going to have a long day today. I know it's going on, all the news around the league. Right now, when I'm doing live stream, I don't follow up with all the news, but I'm going to bring you when Michael will be live. I have a couple that set up graphic for him to join us. And we have also I just want to show to you what's going on. We're going to be on that one over there. You're going to follow up everything's going on around the league. Like example, I'm going to bring you on my account, Twitter. And you're going to see right now, I'm pretty sure you can see those informations going on here. Look like Brandon Sutter is going back in Vancouver. Jaroslav Alak, he just signed a contract with Vancouver. And I'm going to go through this all the way like this. So Tyson Barrie signed a contract with the Edmonton Oilers this morning. So I just want to show to you, we're going to go all the information like that back and forth. Let's see if Michael is going to be back here. I'll go for another way. And I just want to show to you all the information like that back and forth. Let's.
Can you hear me, Pierre?
We can hear you a little bit better.
I don't know why it's fuzzy. I just tested it. It's super fast. So.
Wait, they could sign today. What a wacky day today, Michael Rosenblatt. Yep, you're absolutely right about that one over there. Michael, this is getting not ugly, it's getting just crazy to follow all the news. It's not 12 yet, but everybody's signed contract.
Yeah, well, you kind of got the feeling that I'm actually surprised Dougie Hamilton hasn't signed. I thought, the Landeskog thing, he got a little more than I would have anticipated, but they wanted to get it done. I guess we'll see what they do about the goaltending. So the Zach Hyman deal's in already with Edmonton. $38 million, 7 years for Zach Hyman.
Yeah, that's the max you get over there. I think, that's fun contract. We'll go through during the day. We turn that. I think you have a lot of trade happening yesterday also.
Yeah.
Like it was like a big one over there. So it'd be really interesting how the big guy, the Doug Hamilton situation looked like he's going to be in New Jersey. What we heard this morning.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. So
why would he go to New Jersey?
Yeah. So you have a lot of news like that were happening. Of course, I can bring to you here with me. We're going to be on the Twitter account, and we can get all the news about that one over there. we have a lot of news around the league. Of course, we have to talk about happening. A lot of trade happened yesterday. And then Michael, remember yesterday morning when we said we're not going to, Nate Schmidt is not going to go to Winnipeg. Finally, he decided to go to Winnipeg.
I know. I saw that. I was like, so that was interesting. I mean, I think that's a good move for him because I think that, it's an upgrade team-wise probably overall. He's overpaid, but he's probably a piece that Winnipeg needs, which is another top 4 defenseman. I don't think he's top 2. He's not worth $6 million. Or I think he's at $6 million, right? He's like 5 point something.
Yep, 5.9.
So, yeah, which is obviously too much for him, probably by about $1 million to $1.5 million at least. But he's a good defenseman. He's not bad. He's got good qualities. I think he's a 3-4. So it's really tough, obviously, to get a number 1, and that's kind of what they need. But they add a piece that'll help them. And I like Logan Stanley, the way he played in the playoffs. I really like his progress. I like Pionk. I like Morrissey. I don't think any of them are a number 1. But overall, they've improved. I mean, Winnipeg's made some really good moves over the last week. I like their draft, and I like these player moves.
Yeah, of course. Let's get any about that one over there. We're going to go through the trend conversation we have here. Panthers signed Maxim to a 1 year, $9.95. I don't know who's Maxim, but
he's a Russian KHL player. I think it's a low risk move. He's probably capable of playing top 9. So I think it's a good move for them. It's it's an inexpensive veteran player that can contribute. There's always risk in bringing guys over, but this is like the least risk you can take by signing him to $9.75.
Yeah. Maxim was not good with us before, so he returned with the Panthers. Look like. Will Hyman even live that long in NHL without get hurt? Yeah, that's something we have to be careful about that one over there.
He's already had injury problems, right, Pierre? This is another Ken Holland move where he's getting a guy at the end of his value. He's giving the guy a retirement contract. Like the way this guy plays, he takes a lot of abuse, and that doesn't. 7 years from now, I just don't get it. I don't understand. You think he'll help him short term, and I think it was a good move. I like the number 5.5, but not 7 years.
Yeah, I think they pay a couple of players like that. They get pay at the front lower, but they longer for the longer of the contract. Static, he asks you, what are the actual table on the left winger?
What are the actuarial tables on left wingers?
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to know
exactly.
what you have in the left winger right now? Open up.
Well, I think he's kind of saying for in insurance they have actuarial tables, Pierre, that say the lifespan of a player, and I think that's the point with Zach Hyman. In 7 years, was he going to get 5 goals a year and be limping around? It's not. It's a crazy contract.
He said Edmonton likes red and black uniform only. Yeah.
I don't understand the New Jersey move for him.
At the end of the day, it's pretty cool because he went to Boston, yellow and black, and then he went Calgary, black and white and red, and now he's Carolina, and now he's going to be maybe with New Jersey. It's not confirmed they have already signed contract, but the hearing is going to go that direction over there, so that'll be interesting.
I don't like that move for him if that's the way he goes. I mean, I think that's probably they're so far from contending unless I'm missing something. I like the moves that the GM's made, but they're a couple years away from even being in the playoffs, maybe.
Yeah. What is the story would be if Vegas end up playing Chicago in the playoff next season? It'll be really interesting to see that for sure. If it's the play Fleury accept to go in Chicago, we then go there. Welcome, John Gregor, directly from Boston. Finally, Ala left. This is from David. Yeah, he's going to be with the Vancouver. Butter Monkey. David, the work report, Reynard Dale could $6 million for 3-4 years.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's what we expect. I would be surprised he got the $7 million, but I think
that'd be high. I think they'll try to keep it under
good for him.
Yep.
Breaking news: Aiden Bear just get traded to Carolina.
What the hell are they doing?
They signed Tyson Barrie and Cody Ceci.
Cody Ceci?
He had a good year in Pittsburgh, Michael.
Not really. If you
Oh
watched
yeah,
him, he
oh
wasn't
yeah,
that good.
oh yeah. He was one of the best defensemen in Pittsburgh this year.
Yeah, well, that's
Oh yeah, yeah. Honestly, they was impressed for the way he played this year over there. Over there. So I think it's a good signature for
right.
them to get that kind of deep
He
about
wasn't
that.
that
You have
good.
too many. Attenberg, he was doing what over there? They have also Tyson Barrie, and also they have also Nurse over there. So
Ceci
no
is not
spot
an
for
upgrade
him.
over
No
Ethan
help.
Bear.
What?
Ceci is absolutely not an upgrade over Ethan Bear.
Well, it's bad here. He cannot play. Yeah,
What?
no room for him over there.
Cody Ceci is not an upgrade over Ethan Bear.
I believe on the defensive side, absolutely yes.
Cody Ceci's liabilities on the defensive side.
But yeah, that's what he did last year. And look his game last season. He's not a guy who's going to score a goal over there. You know what I mean?
Well, he's supposed to be an offensive guy that doesn't get points.
So I think for me, it's good news for Adam Bear to leave the Edmonton, go to Carolina. I think he's going to be a good spot over there for
He'll
that
do-
one
he'll
over there. I
improve.
think he's going to find a niche.
Get out of Edmonton.
So that's confirmed. Carolina is not going to sign him over there for sure. About that one.
That confirms that Edmonton probably won't make the playoffs. But
I'm sorry again?
Wow, Zadorov to the Flames for a seventh rounder. What?
Yeah, I think you have something else was coming together. I think they have something. I think you have another player, something like that. I could be wrong, but I thought I read something earlier. Coach, will Vegas announce Dano today? If he signed over there, should announce at 12 o'clock today. Vegas Michael signed a contract, $6.5 million for 6 years with the Vegas Golden Knight.
For Dano?
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like a checking centerman.
Yep.
He gets some points. Pierre, they're so invested in this style. They don't even recognize that this is what's capping them. It's not more talent doing the same thing. Like, they need different types of talent. They're playing teams with high skill that are going, attacking the seams on the offensive zone, and these guys just want to keep doing this. And by investing in Dano, they just get another guy like that. I don't get it.
It's a Warren Fogiel got traded to Edmonton for Adam Bear.
Okay, well, that is a good deal. So I like Warren Fogiel. I think Warren Fogiel in Edmonton is a great fit. So if that's what they got back, then I like that trade.
Yeah.
I mean, that legitimately gives them a guy who's Warren Fogiel has got good size, and he's got better skill than people realize. He's able to contribute offensively, and he hits a little bit. He's got a lot of tools that can help them even make a second or a third line.
Yep.
Wow, they re-signed Sam Gagner.
Calvin Picard just got signed for if you hunt,
Yeah, third goalie maybe.
Yeah, for the Detroit.
He's carved out a good career as a third goalie, Pierre.
Yeah, possible also to get there. Couple of news for you. Welcome, Mr. Gaden Jenkins.
Yeah, I actually like the trade for Fogiel. That's it's
Michael,
funny because
any words about Kaprizov? That's a question about Adam.
Guy's a problem, man.
Yes, very surprised about that one over there. What defensemen are we talking? What defensemen are available for Boston?
Ryan Suter, but I don't think he's going there.
No, he's going to Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Jake McCabe, but McCabe is not going to get there. They resigned Mike Riley yesterday, so that's fixed a little bit the left side for sure.
Yeah, I liked that contract. It wasn't too expensive for what he does. I think it's fair. He's kind of a 4-5. He can skate and move the puck real well. I don't know if he's going to get a ton of points like he did last year, but he's capable of running a second power play.
Yep. I agree with you about that one over there for sure. What do you think about these comments? Bottom Monkeys, can Allen it down while than having a worse off-season competition?
I would split those. I don't think Don Waddell's done anything wrong. I think this trade.
I'm not agree, Michael. He just
Yeah. What do you think he's done bad?
Nedeljkovic, Doug Hamilton.
I think that their assessment of Nedeljkovic could be.
Do you
correct.
prefer Frederick Anderson or Nedeljkovic together?
Frederick Anderson, probably. Nedeljkovic, I've said this before, I like the move for Detroit. But he's a 6 foot tall goalie, so he doesn't fit the prototype. And for him to be $3 million for Carolina, I can see where they think they're going to get a better deal somewhere else. I would rather spend I don't know about $6 million, but I would rather spend $5 million on Freddie Anderson. My concern with Anderson is obviously health. You know, they put Nedeljkovic on waivers last year for a reason, and I think they feel he's untested. And he is. Like, he has a small sample size where he had success. I like him for Detroit in the short term, and I like the move of getting Casa long term. And I think Greece is very, very capable. So for Detroit, I think it's a good move because they had no goaltending prospects at that level. I think for Carolina, they need to take another step, and they need an elite goaltender. They've been getting by with Mrazek and Reimers, and it's not getting the job done because the rest of the team's so good.
You gave Nedeljkovic for nobody. Bernier left.
Bernier did leave?
Yeah. He signed with New Jersey.
And they got, what, a third pick or a second round pick?
7th-round pick.
7th? Yeah. But I think that they're going to end up with a better goalie than Nedeljkovic. I mean, maybe Nedeljkovic becomes the second coming. And I think Bernier was better.
Mrazek's going with Toronto. So.
Is he?
Yeah.
They're going to go with Jack Campbell and Peter Mrazek.
Question confirmation. He said 5.25 for 3 years for Martinez. Is that a good contract?
I like the term. I don't like the amount. I think the high average annual value reflects the short term. I don't think he's a $5.2 million defenseman. I think he's
a good year last year with 9 goals, right? I think it's balanced for me because the term is a little bit higher because he did not give them an extra year, where I believe is good. He's going to be 37 years old.
Yeah.
So, but again, I think a 4.5 at 3 will be A plus for the manager, right? But or $5 million. Sometimes I don't understand why they get 20.25, but I understand that. But at least it's not great.
So, do we have
an
idea?
A third, my bad, not a 7. So. Michael said that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was a third. So I think that's fair. I think they'll end up with someone that fits them better. Like, I like Allmark better than him. Like, for me, I would rather have Linus Allmark than Nedeljkovic.
Yeah.
So I can see them doing something like that.
Strazik said, Adam Bear, no, don't like the move. The thinking is they cannot have 3 offensive D-men and Barry, Bouchard, and Bear. And they need someone
you mean like Adam Larson?
More physical, is cycle busting than the other 3. I think he's right about that one over there. That will give a chance also for Bouchard to open up.
I've watched Cody Ceci a long time since he was in the OHL in Ottawa. He's never had the consistency, and he's never been great defensively. And he's a 93 birth year now. So I understand that on paper he looked good in Pittsburgh, but when I watched him, I'm like, it looks like the same defense.
He had a great year in Ottawa, Michael, when he played with Erik Karlsson. Yeah, he had 3 great years with Ottawa for there. He's still only 27 years old.
Yeah.
So
maybe
I think
I'm wrong, I've watched him a long time,
there.
so I don't know.
And I think the point over there, they satisfied a role where they don't have Edmonton, where they have already Bouchard. They're going to step up now. They have to open a spot for Bouchard and Edmonton. And I
Yeah,
think the
they
signature to Tyson Barrie is great over there because Tyson Barrie, every time play McDavid have a .02 more points with Barrie and
Oh, for
no
sure.
Barrie.
I agree, but I don't think they're better than they are last year. I mean,
I don't say I'm
Duncan,
not compare like they are better or not better. It's not like you know what I mean. They lost Adam Graves, so
yeah,
Adam Lawson. So
Larson,
it's a big piece to
right?
change about that one over there. Sam Gagner signed a 1 year contract with the Detroit Red Wings. That's what Michael said. Trade for Joel Forbert, we know that. Alex signed a 1 year contract at $1.5 million with the Vancouver Canucks. He's going to take a spot at Brendan Oldby. The reason why that is for open up more money for the Vancouver to sign Alan Pedersen and Quinn Hughes. About that, what do you think about the contract of Connor Garland at 4.9 for 5 years?
I mean, Connor Garland, we don't, and a lot of people haven't seen him play. He's very much similar to an Alex DeBrincat. He's not maybe the same upside, but he can score and he's very dangerous. So to find, he's 39 points in 49 games. He had 22 goals the year before. You can see he's consistently a goal scorer. He's never had less than, he had 12 goals in 49 games this year. He had 13 his first year. So his body of work suggests he's a consistent 20 to 25 goal scorer in a full season. And I think that anywhere he's been, he's scored offensively. He was great with Moncton. He played very well in the AHL. So I think this is a fair contract. There might be a little bit of risk in it if he gets hurt. That's about it. But I think he's very consistent offensively.
Yeah, you hear this, Michael, because something's going on. Ranta signed with the Hurricane Carolina as a goaltender, a 1 year contract.
So I had a conversation with someone that we'll invite on the podcast from Arizona. And they know statistically in the last 5 years, Antti Ranta has been in the top 5 goaltenders when you look at per game. The problem is he's always hurt. So if you can limit his starts and try to manage his health, if they can figure that out for a year, this is a good deal because game in, game out, he's a very, very good goaltender. His save percentage, his win percentage, it's all very good. But he's hurt a lot. What did they sign him for?
1 year.
But how much do we know?
I don't know. It should be like 1 million, 2 million maybe.
Well, that's good. I think that honestly, like if you look at Carolina plays the percentages, right? Yep. They are very much, they have their own special breed of analytics and they're looking at value for return. So they play kind of a money ball the way baseball does, right? So they're probably right. They're going to need 2 more goalies.
I don't know. But, Michael, every time you hear that, right? The Dallas Stars signed Ryan Sutter for a 4 year contract at $3-something million.
That's very good. I think that's a very good contract. I hope they win the Stanley Cup now.
I don't know, but I think it's good for them to get him.
I think so.
After you get that one over there. When you hear that, Michael? Jordan Martinook for the Carolina Hurricanes re-signed a 3-year deal at $1.8 million AAV.
That's probably pretty good. He's a bottom 6 guy, but he can contribute a little bit offensively. I don't hate that contract. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. You watch him game in, game out. He's very competitive, and I think that they're saying, "Hey, the spot that Vogel has, it's yours." You know. What do you think of the Zadorov deal? 3rd rounder. Toronto's 3rd rounder in the Riddick deal to Chicago for Zadorov.
Yeah, Chicago, Calgary, talk about.
Yep. So they don't have to worry about that app hit now. Does this
Um,
help? I think it helps Calgary.
Eric Ola heading for a free market. Yes, he is.
So Pierre, do you see this story that from Pierre LeBrun that Carolina will sign Tony DeAngelo for $1 million
Yep.
and Frederick Anderson?
Yeah.
See, I think that if they have Ranta and Anderson, that's an upgrade over last year's goaltending, and that's an upgrade over. That's why I said I think that they're fine. I think that they're probably right in their assessment that a Freddie Anderson and a Ranta are better than a Nedeljkovic and a Mrazek. The problem is both Freddie Anderson and Ranta have history of injuries, like consistently.
Um,
So I don't know. They
Adam,
need
I
a
will answer that question for you guys because Ulmark is looking for $6 million.
Allmark's probably, if he gets $6 million, it's probably too much. He's a very good goalie. If you could get him for 4 or 4.5, then you grab him. Get a like if Edmonton said, let's get rid of the Koskinen contract and give that money to Allmark, he's a better goalie than Koskinen. But again, there's a goalie that's had injury problems. That's the only thing that's held him back.
Yeah. Again,
He'll
the
stay
kid got
with the
traded for
Chicago
Fleury,
NHL.
stay home.
He'll stay with what?
The
Oh,
kid
he's gonna
got
stay-
traded. He's still in the organization, Chicago.
But in the AHL.
Yeah.
Yeah, they already shared that. Like that AHL franchise had Vegas prospects already.
Yep. What do you think about the Carter Verhey extension for 4 years? I think it's 3-4 years at $4 million.
I think it's probably going to look pretty good in the end. I mean, he looks like he's a 20-25 goal scorer. Can play wing or center. I liked the acquisition last year. I think it's still fairly reasonable.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they should they plug a little bit earlier. Whatsoever is, he will score. But again, I think they could wait a little bit longer. But they want him. He was a 1-year contract. The good thing about that, the last 2 years, Michael, is a 1 year only $1 million. So they gave him. They want to give sharing the more money to him. I think Bill Zito on his mind is a good deal because he said, you know what, the player will be happy. Will show up at the ring. He will feel part of the team. He want to feel behind at $1 million. So if you think about the overall, the impact, I think is good.
Yeah, they got an absolute steal this year with him. He was when we watched him in Tampa in the playoffs the year before. It was like, okay, wait, this guy's a really good player. So
I always said, Michael, to you about Julius. Always said comments is funny comments, like sarcastic sometimes, but funny comments. Check about that one there. That's a good one.
Seems the Oilers plan to go with no defenseman. It's going to be like, remember when they used to, if you go back in the history of the NHL, and there were 6 players on the ice, not 5, and they had a position called rover.
That's a funny one over there. How much does Hyman improve versus Cahoon and Edmonton?
A lot.
A lot. A lot.
A lot.
Yeah. Like, yeah. It's sad because Cahoon have some high expectation. I thought he was going to be very good over there, at least play top 6 over there. But I think Hyman is going to be. The fact Hyman bring also with McDavid, Michael, is the balance of his top 6 over there. I think for me that's a good sign for him about that one over there.
I think it's good.
What name I should get for Florida Panthers jersey? I already have. I would say that I would tell you, do not take Bobrovsky. That's the only thing I would say.
Spencer Knight.
Parka would be the right one because he's not going nowhere. If you want to keep that one over there. The Hitman won 7-0, Michael, this morning, so I don't know which one it is, but it looked like. Michael Lomback said about Lumber, so I don't know what is about this one. Renta was great in New York. I remember that one. Yeah, I agree with him. He's always been great everywhere he goes. It's just the consistency to not be hurt. And
that's it.
He struggled a little bit, Michael, last season after he came back. his second injury, I believe. He struggled a bit, like his save percentage, but I don't think so. It was big about that one. Thank you, Galaxy, to the Montreal Canadiens. Yep. More is on the house, Michael, this morning. Welcome, Yabo Vertanen. Finally got there. He said to us, Eden Bear to Carolina. I see already you talk about this. Michael Amarin, here's what you think about that. We're sharing everything before we get 12. Michael Amarin, Smith grabs and Hag, whatever they call it, in the first round from Eagle and Vegas.
The problem with the first is it's late. Like, we know they're going to be competitive, so you're going to get a late first-round pick. Like, if I'm Buffalo, right? I'm giving up a star franchise player. I like Peyton Krebs. What was the other part of the deal?
Riley Smith, Krebs, a first-round pick, and a defenseman, Nicolas Hag.
Hag. I like Nick Hag. I think he would absolutely be I think Hag and Krebs are very good. The first round pick would be very late. We know Riley Smith is a really good performer, but he's a good support for performer.
If I'm Buffalo, I'm doing this right now. If I'm Vegas, I'm doing this right now.
If you're Vegas, you're definitely doing it. I think Buffalo, you'd really have to think about it. You'd need. You're really projecting that Krebs can be a point-a-game player, which I think is his potential, Pierre. He absolutely has that ability.
The ex-Florida Panthers, Alan Wenberg, signed a new contract with the Seattle Kraken, just happening in the next couple of seconds ago. So Mr. Alex Zander Wenberg is going to be with the Seattle Kraken, Michael, next season. What do you feel about no words about Philip Grubber?
I think they're trying to work out a deal. I think he wants to stay in Colorado. He's the last piece to that equation. So I think they'll figure it out. I'd be very surprised if he leaves at this point. What was the Alex Wenberg in Seattle?
Yeah.
It's another very conservative move. What did he sign for?
It's not mentioned yet.
It really depends on the number.
Are you ready, Michael? A bigger news. Big news.
What is it? He's getting this.
The New Jersey Devils signed Doug Hamilton, a deal done at 7 years at $60 million.
What?
$60 million is about $8.5 million, something like that.
I mean, given the money that has gone to defensemen in the last week between Cale Makar, Miro Hazakainen, look at he's got basically the same contract as Alex Pietrangelo. He's not Alex Pietrangelo, but he's on paper got really good stats. Like, he's going to be a 15 goal guy. He's 6'5". He's improved defensively. Not too shocking. Shocking that he would only get that in New Jersey, though.
The signature of Antti Ranta is $2 million, Michael.
See, I think that's pretty reasonable. I think that's good value if he can get you 30 games.
Not a big news, but Evan Rodriguez for the Pittsburgh stay over there for 1 year with the Pittsburgh at $1 million, and Brandon Sutter signed a 1-year contract at $1.25 million over there. 1.13. Honestly, that's it. And the contract of that Tyson Barrie is 3.5, 4.5, 5.5.
So it averages out to what, 4.5?
4.5, 9, 10, 13, 4 point something. And move on is Renta to Carolina. I will to have Uncle Bob and Andy Renta. Renta is from Puri, same city as KK and Armia. That's coming from Mr. Yamo. Talking about Yarma, he signed a contract yesterday, $3.4 million, Michael, with the Montreal Canadiens for 4 years. The contract of Hamilton from Ballabunky is at 8.5 for 7 years. He signed with the Devils. Can you put on top Thomas the Train? Thomas the Train, yeah. Who do you see Vegas sign as a backup? That's the question.
Bernier?
Yeah, Bernie's going to New Jersey, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
So they'll have Mackenzie Blackwood and Jonathan Bernier. That's a very good combination.
Yep. Whoop.
And now they have
Adam
Dougie Hamilton.
breaking news. What is the breaking news, Michael?
Do you think that they'll keep Subban like this year?
I don't know what they are going. Now it's a contract, Michael Chen, for Andy Ranta. It's a 2 years at $2 million AAV for $4 million.
Yeah. That makes sense. I think that's better, honestly, than $3 million for Nedeljkovic.
They signed Andres Athanasiou, Los Angeles, at 2.7 for 1 year.
You know what? He played really well for LA, Pierre. He helped them create a second line. When Velarde was on and Athanasiou was on, they were very competitive. And I think they made the move to get Arvidsson. So keeping Athanasiou is probably a smart, low-risk bet. Dadonov traded from Ottawa to Vegas? What?
Dadonov trade from Ottawa to Vegas from Ellen. I did not see this yet, so that's why I tried to get.
Brandon Sutter signs a 1-year deal with Vancouver.
Yeah, 1 minute ago. Edvini Dadonov, Michael, trade for Ottawa to Vegas. I don't get it because he carry on a $5 million. That's
so expensive.
And he get a winger over there. So I don't get it. I don't know what he's doing right now.
So they've added Nolan Patrick,
only for Odin and a draft in 2022. It's giveaway. It's a giveaway players.
I don't get it. Does Ottawa retain any salary?
Not look like no.
Good for Ottawa.
Wow.
I think it's a good move for Ottawa. I don't get what's going on. Are they paying him in casino chips? I don't get it. If Robin Leonard goes down, they're in trouble. By the way, if Robin Leonard's has any physical or mental issues, they're in trouble.
I don't know. Now he said Dadonov, Marchessault, and Smith, they are all together.
I don't. But it doesn't sound like Smith's can be around. So let's say that they do. Let's say they do acquire Eichel. Now down the middle, you've got Eichel.
Eichel is not there yet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying theoretically.
But they don't have no money anymore.
Well, they would move out $4 million for Riley Smith. I don't know how they do this.
Whatever is $5 million, Krebs is nothing. Hag is
like
nothing.
So Riley Smith is what? Let's look at Riley Smith.
5.5, I believe.
Oh, is he?
I think.
Oh, so then think about it. You move out Hag at $1 million. You move out Krebs at $1 million. Now you're at 7.5. You're only taking on 3.5 extra. But then they make the Dadonov move. I don't get it. Let's look at. So it's not it's not
Vegas
impossible.
is at $6.9 million right now.
In cap space?
Yeah, but that's not including Dadonov.
Right. So now they're at 1.4.
Riley is at $5 million. I was wrong with 0.5.
Yeah, so Riley Smith's 5. Krebs
Hag is at 700.
Wow, what a steal that is. 800, but they're going to have to sign him. Like
Krebs is at 800. They have no money. They have no money. They cannot do this.
They'll do it. They'll figure it out, Pierre. They'll move your buddy Ryan Reeves.
But if I'm Buffalo, I request Marchessault and Alex Dock.
Really?
And I'm sorry,
I would
Riley
get
Smith
Tuck.
with Alex Dock together.
Yeah, Smith, Tuck, Krebs, and Haig, and a first.
That's a lot, but I think one of them may be out. But
I mean, you have nobody amongst them that's at the level of an Eichel, if his neck is healthy.
it's funny. Normally, the highest point scorer last year will have more catch, but since as Barry Point, where was McDonough, no one except about him.
He's terrible 5-on-5.
The problem is that he's one of the worst on the defensive side. That's
Horrible.
the problem you get with him. It's a little bit like a pointer only on special team you put on the ice.
It's a black hole on that side of the ice.
How much you should Zizikas sign for?
I got to think he's going to get $3 million.
And Tadinov is 32, Michael.
Who is 32?
Tadinov.
I don't understand this move.
It's a third round pick, 2022. The deal is done. What we heard, Michael, the Montreal Canadiens signed David Savard about $4 million per year at 4 years. If this is the case, I think it's a good deal.
Savard for $4 million times 3 years or 4 years?
4 years.
And for who?
Montreal. I think it's not expensive at $4 million.
I mean, it's the top end of what he should get. He did not play that great after, he's not as good as people gave him credit for, but he's not as bad either. Like,
Satan Michael is at 3.65.
that's a steal, man.
What?
They should send Bill Guerin a bottle of champagne and say thank you for subsidizing an excellent number 2-3 defenseman.
It's not that. Worst case, Michael, right? I use him now like my second pair of defenseman.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Right? And at 3.7 is a cheap one.
You have Miro Heiskanen, who can skate for, like the wind and skates for hours, and put him with that guy. He's going to be great.
Yep. Really interesting about that one. I tried to get all the other news, and
so they're saying they moved out Nick Holdenpierre, and so it's net 3.8 is what.
Michael Rosenblatt said Coleman to Calgary 6 year at 4.9 AAV.
It's about $1 million too much.
It's a lot of money for Cole Coleman. Blake Coleman.
Blake Coleman, I thought would be $4 million. Now he's been underpaid, Pierre. You look at his production, and we talked about this before.
1.8. I agree with you, but you gave him $5 million
for 6 years. He better score 20 goals.
It's a lot of money for what I think.
Okay, so if he plays on the second line and gets 20 goals, then you're probably okay with it. But it's expensive. Those $5 million contracts are big risk, Pierre. They can plug up the middle of your lineup. They can either be an asset or a liability.
Yeah.
I think they're 50-50.
It's confirmed by Blake. It's confirmed by Pierre Lebrun. Blake Coleman is going to be with Calgary Flame next season for 6 years, Michael.
So today, Calgary's definitely improved. They've acquired Zadorov. They've acquired Coleman for really nothing. Right? Just money. So if you've got a healthy Monahan, if they can hang on to Tkachuk, if they don't have to move him, if he calms down, they've got Markstrom in net, they got Tanev. Like, that defense is pretty tough to get around.
Yeah.
Did Calgary just become a playoff team?
It's funny they did that. Michael wasn't impressed me right now, guys. They didn't change Goodrow, Monahan, and Tkachuk.
I would not do any of those. I don't get.
No,
I
my
think
point,
those
Michael, is like they improve themselves without
yeah,
chance
losing
or
those
make
players.
some big piece of the puzzle out.
I agree. I think they have two prospects in the system. Jacob Pelche, I think, can be a very effective third, second line guy, and I think he can make the team this year. And then they have another. I really like Valimaki. Like Valimaki's just going to get better and better. He's a very good player, and he'll move up into the top four at some point.
Oh my God, this is not good.
No.
Alan Wenberg, Michael, signed a contract of 3 years at $4.5 million AAV.
It's too much. I mean, listen, he had a great offensive year, but there's a reason.
Yeah, 17 goal, 18 goal.
Right. But I don't see him getting that in Seattle.
I don't know how much is too much, right?
It's too much.
No news yet. Yamo is
Oh.
coming very soon from Montreal. Rodriguez,
Yeah, that's
Michael, 1
too
million.
much
The
money.
Weber deal was 4 for 4.5. I just
That's
hear
too much
3.5. 3 at 4.5. So it's too much. At 3.5, the max.
That's what I was thinking.
Now with the Seattle Kraken, Michael.
Yeah, good for them.
Everybody, don't
They got a
forget to
bunch
click
of-
on the likes. That'd be awesome. If you want a view, that'd be great. We're going to continue to get that part.
Wenberg was playing with Huberdeau. Who does Seattle have that's like Huberdeau? Nobody.
That's a lot of money.
I'm telling you, I don't know how he scored so many goals, Pierre, because he's a terrible shooter. He's got one of the weakest shots in the NHL.
Yeah.
Unless something changed. If you watch him shoot the puck, you're like, I want to. So just going back to Calgary for a second. So they bring in Zadorov. I think that helps their top four defensemen. They bring in Coleman. I think that helps them strengthen the second line. It was a hole they had. They have Connor Zary, who I think is ready to play for them right now. He can play wing or center. They have Jacob Pelche, who I think can be a good third, maybe flex up to second line player. So I think those things improve them. And then they have Juuso Valimaki, who I think's like he's a very, very underrated player. Like he's 6'3", he makes good outlet passes. He's got a very good shot. He can play on a first power play unit. He's 22 now. So I think they've definitely improved themselves. We know they made the Markstrom move last year, and they still have Tanev. They didn't lose Tanev.
That's really, I don't get it. That one, he's a
The
winger.
Wenberg?
There's something
Who,
behind
Wenberg?
we don't know yet.
Wait, who, Wenberg?
No, I'm talking, that's enough I'm talking about.
Dadonov makes no sense to me. I think they moved out the Nick Holden contract, so I get that. They lose it, 1.8 or something, or 1.2, and then they take back 5, or is it 5.5? Is Dadonov 5 million?
That's enough, yeah, 5.5.
Okay, so they chew up 3.8 that they didn't chew up before,
Yeah.
and the guy's capable of getting 25 goals on a good team. He'll help their power play, and that's where they have problems. So maybe it's a smart move. They still don't have a friggin' centerman, unless you. I shouldn't say that because I really think Nolan Patrick, if he's healthy, you're fine. Nolan Patrick's very capable.
I agree with you.
Tucker Poolman to the Canucks. That's a good move by Vancouver, depending on the number. Oh, Freddie Anderson, 2 years, $4.5 million, Pierre. So Carolina, I say, everyone was like saying that Don Waddell had a bad offseason. I think he just improved their goaltending big time. It's hilarious because Mrazek goes to Toronto and they take Anderson. I think that Carolina wins this if Anderson's healthy. Like Toronto did not get better.
Tucker Pullman, go with Vancouver, Michael.
Yeah, I just said that. That's what Adam said.
I thought you talk about Toronto.
Well, before that, we said Tucker Poolman went to Canucks. So I think that's a good move by the Canucks, depending on the number.
Yeah.
I don't know what they signed him. What do you think they signed him for? Is it?
Pullman?
Yeah,
I don't know yet. It will be 1.5, 2 max.
that's what I would think. If you get him for like 1.8, you're happy.
Oh my God, it's too much for about Weber. It is a bad move from him.
Wenberg, but it's not going to hurt Seattle. He's capable of playing center, but I think he's more of like a third line, second line center. Maybe he's a decent second line center. He's a good skater. He can play well with others, but you need players around him. You can't, like, he was successful because he's a good glue guy. Like, he fit with Huberdeau, and the pressure wasn't on him.
So price 4.5, he was at 5.5 before that, Anderson.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think Carolina wins all of this. I mean, they just upgraded their goaltending and they paid less money. So, because the alternative would have been, what did Mrazek sign for?
Who?
Peter Mrazek in Toronto got what, $4 million?
I don't know yet. I didn't see. I think it was a 3. I don't know.
I thought it was 3.9 or something.
Yeah, possible.
Does that sound right? No. Mrazek Leafs bound. Let's see. What does he get? 4.5. He got the same money now. That's not right. Hold on. If you look at the article 31 minutes ago on TSN, are the Leafs better in net with Mrazek and Campbell? No.
Brent Elliott to Tampa Bay.
Wow, good move by Tampa. He's cheap usually, and he's a good goalie. So 3 years, 11.4 for Mrazek. So 11.4 divided by...
Philip Kruber just hit the official open market, Michael.
See, and they lose out on Anderson. So
Okay.
I could see, like, I know you're saying Jonathan Bernier to New Jersey, but if you are Colorado, they already had Bernier before, and I would just go back and get him. Bernier played very well in Detroit.
Eric Robinson for Columbus signed a 2-year contract at $1.6 million.
That's a good contract. He's a very fast player. I think his offensive production will just keep going up a little bit. He's a very
And
dangerous
it's
offense.
open, Michael, is 12:01.
So now the floodgates?
It's a 4-year contract with Tucker Pullman, Michael, at 2.5 for $10 million.
I don't mind that contract. It's definitely the upper end, but I think that's fair. He's capable of being a bottom 6 right shot defenseman. And that's not bad for that.
Yeah.
Not bad. I think Seattle took a big risk on a player that may not reward them, but we'll find out. Maybe Wenberg is the new William Karlsson. Like, maybe that's William Karlsson, you know. It's like, hey, he gets 20 goals for them or 15 goals. You're pretty happy with that number because he's going to get 30 assists.
Yep. 12
Seattle is going to be
open. What do you think about Grenland? Toronto is on the market for him, by the way.
He's a weird player for me. He can play center, but you don't like him at center. He can play wing, but he's not. He's just a weird player for me. I don't know. He's not. He's quick, but he's not fast, right? He's smart. He makes good plays, but he's got a lot of miles on him. So is Jaden Schwartz official?
What?
Striatic said Jaden Schwartz. I kept hearing that about him going.
It's not confirmed yet, but he should be. About that one.
Jaden Schwartz is a talented player. I'd be curious to see what they pay for him because his offensive production is not.
The New York Rangers signed Patrick Nemeth, a 3-year contract at $2.5 million, a 1.5 first year, 2.5 and 3.5 done deal.
I liked him in Detroit. He's a bottom, 6 player. Like, he's a number 5 or a number 6 defenseman. He's got good size. He's a good skater. He's at how much is it? 2.5?
So again?
You said it's 2.5 million average annual?
For
Patrick Nemeth.
2.5 for Nemeth.
I think that's a good contract. I like that that's a good depth move for the Rangers.
$900,000 to become the backup goalie at Vasilevsky.
For Elliott, that's a steal, Pierre. Brian Elliott's a good goalie. He's kind of like Ranta. Like if you put him in, game out, he's a little inconsistent, but he can steal games when he's on.
Finally, a thing we did not hear absolutely nothing. San Jose Sharks going to sign for 2 years Nick Bonino.
That's probably a good move. That's probably not a bad move. He's a very reliable third line guy.
Yeah.
He's consistently a 15, 20 goal scorer. He plays hard every shift. I don't mind that. Wow. I don't understand the Pia Suter thing. If someone like Seattle should grab that guy. Take a risk on him for $1 million. Thanks for the nice shirts. One Punch Man. Pierre, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll be back on that one over there here. So you can see we put you guys to Twitter. Whoop, we have a news from New Jersey Devils. No, nothing. Maybe get there. Here we go. You got Rand Sutter officially a Dallas Star. It's a new thing with it. Travis Harmonic will resign in Vancouver. Oh, Elliot Friedman. We have a news here, guys. A big news. It's coming soon.
Oh, the Boone Jenner contract or something else?
Yeah.
So what did they sign him to?
It was not informed. It was not concluded.
Yeah, I kept hearing they signed him to an extension, but...
Michael Grenland back in Nashville.
I wonder what he signed for.
Andres Borkman. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, they put... Yeah, so James Neal, right. So
James Neal is on the waiver.
Wow. Pierre, Dallas signs Luke Glendening for $3 million 2-year deal.
Which one?
So Detroit Red Wings centerman, winger, utility guy Luke Glendening was signed with the Dallas Stars for 2 years, $1.5 million. I think this is a great move for them. He is an excellent veteran player. He can win faceoffs. He's got one of the best faceoff percentages in the league. He can play wing, and you can actually flex him up. Pavel Datsyuk loved playing with him, Pierre. Pavel Datsyuk kept asking for Luke Glendening to be on his line. And if you look at when because he would steal pucks and so would Glendening, and Glendening plays hard every shift, I think this is a great move for Dallas.
Yeah, no move from Boston Bruins yet. Very quiet yet on this site.
They've already made their move. All-time favorite Habs player.
For the Montreal Canadiens, they have many players. So being honest with you, it's not hard. It's hard to pick up one specific. I agree with Guy Lafleur, to be honest with you. So I have to go with him. But I just feel like.
So for me,
Martin Jones signed a contract with the Philadelphia Flyers, Michael.
Why? Why would you? How much did they sign him for?
We don't know yet. Wow.
Yeah,
I have another big news. Hold on. Alex Kolikovsky signed a 1-year contract at $5 million with the Minnesota Wild.
What? Why? What?
Yep.
Why would you give that guy $5 million, Pierre?
I don't know. Some have money.
What? They just bought out Suter and Parise. You would much rather have Suter at $6 million than that guy at $5 million.
Larry Robinson was a good player for you.
What? Wait, what?
So you have this guy named Carter Hart at $5 million. Yeah.
What
No,
the hell?
Kurtzig is nowhere yet. Yeah, something's going on. Wait a minute.
Sounds like Kaprizov will not return.
Michael Granlund signed a 4-year contract at $20 million, $5 million per year. Travis Harmonic for the stay in Vancouver 2 years at $3 million. $3 million, and Martin Jones signed a 1-year contract at $2 million with the Philadelphia Flyers.
How much was Martin Jones?
Only $2 million.
That seems too much.
Why? It's not bad, but
He's been very bad.
Why to let go Brand Elliott at $1 million when you have him in the house to get Martin Jones?
It makes no sense, Pierre. He's not like Martin Jones has been the problem in San Jose, not the solution. You just got worse for more money.
He's on above, it's below average.
He's below 900 save percentage. All right, so wait, go back. Michael Granlund gets $5 million a year.
Yep.
Why?
I don't know, but he got $5 million. I think at $4 million will be good. He have a good number last season. He played well, but to get $5 million is a lot of money. And for me, it's not him. It's more about Kolikoski, $5 million guy. It's a lot of money.
You just moved out a better player in Arvidsson. I would rather have Arvidsson than Granlund if he's healthy. So Granlund had 27 points in 51 games. He had 17 goals the year before in 63 games. So his assist totals definitely dropped. His goals have kind of been the same, but
I have a better question, Michael.
I didn't answer the question about my favorite Detroit Red Wing, Pierre.
You can tell
Sergei Fedorov.
Yeah, you have a lot of players there.
I love Sergei Fedorov. Yes.
Michael, you're the GM of Minnesota, and you let go Ryan Sutter for Alex Kolikoski.
Fire me. It's 1 year.
Yeah.
But you're paying Lassane. Like, think about it. The cap hit alone is
full
what?
board to Boston Bruins for what Adam said for 3 years.
That's a good move. I think, depending on what the number is, like if you can get him $2 million or less.
Kent Ryder was good. Hey, Kimberly, go team, go. We have Gemming where, oh my God, Gemming is back in the house. Long time ago, we didn't see him.
Yeah, Konstantinov was so awesome. If you go back and watch the video of him, Yarmo, you're like, it was very tragic what happened to him. Very sad. Just, on a personal level. But even, like, as a player, he was feared. He was fearless, but people hated playing against him. And he was just such a great player.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't sound like Kaprizov's going back. Minnesota's in trouble. Without Kaprizov, that's not a playoff team.
I tried to follow everything for be sure we get that one over there.
I wish there was like one good. What's the best feat for you? I've been looking between. Sportsnet's not bad.
Derek Forbert, Michael, is a 3 years contract at $3 million.
It's a little high. Not horrible. He's it's funny because he's a name that you don't You know, I equate him to Ben Sherratt. So what's Ben Sherratt making?
I'm sorry.
Montreal, Ben Sherratt.
3.5.
So then that's a pretty fair contract then. I would like him better under 3, but it's not a horrible contract.
He's a little bit high, but not like bad.
No, he's a he's a big body guy. He can skate. He's not going to get you any points, but he's very difficult to play against.
Now, think about this. The signature of Kolikoski now, Mike, 5AA, gave now Minnesota $24 million to spend with 2 more defensemen, Kaprizov, Fiala, and 2 more forward. Good luck.
Well, if it's true that Kaprizov's not going back, it won't matter. All of it's irrelevant.
I don't know how they do that, but with all the kind of money they give at left and right like that, actually, it's like, no cap. It looked like no salary cap this morning.
Like, why? They're not. If I'm assessing Minnesota, I go, you're in the playoffs because of Kaprizov. There you go.
Columbus Blue Jacket has signed Bone Jenner as a 4-year contract at $15 million.
Gaming with Eeyore says, I'll donate $100 if you're going to say old guys are the best. Old guys are the best. All right. Thanks. Pierre.
How is that if you're going to say old guys are the best? I donate $100 if you're going to say old guys are the best.
Old guys are the best, Pierre.
The best, of course. Look at me.
Look at us. Thanks.
Here we go. News about that. We're going to get on the news. A lot of news going around. It's still a little bit quiet, but I just see Frank Seravalli just said something here. Sorry about that.
So David Savard, 4.35. 4 Bart, 3-year deal. Granlund, it's $4 million. I think Granlund got a lot of money. Oh, Travis Hamonic back to Vancouver. So it's 2 years at $3 million a year.
Wow, big news.
Okay.
The Montreal Canadiens signed David Savard, a 4-year contract, Michael, $3.5 million.
Oh, it's 3.5. See, I'm more comfortable with that, Pierre. I think that's a better number.
That's a great news. Wow. That's not bad for AAV.
I think it's great.
Yep. Wow, Montreal like that one for sure.
I don't know what you're talking about now. So I think that's a good move. You know, they're going to have a big hole with Weber. He can chew up some minutes.
Two big news. The Dallas Star reportedly to get Brendan Oldby.
Why?
No clue. But Zach Bukosian come back to Tampa Bay, guys, at 3 years at $850,000 per year.
Good move for him.
Yeah.
I don't mind him. He's playing for bargain basement prices, but he's not a bad.
He take the spot at Luke Chen. Luke Chen is going to be with Vancouver, so I think it's a good deal. He played there before that. I think at that money is not bad at all.
Yep, I agree.
Three years right there. Breaking news, the Montreal Canadiens, this is good. Expect maybe to get Bishop is done and could Oben get traded.
Could Oben get traded? Why?
He carry on a 3 point something more money there, so that may be the only reason I can say that.
Braden Holtby was so not good. He hasn't been good for a couple of years.
Yeah, you know what? It's not what he said this, but we have
Maybe Jonathan Bernier goes to Dallas.
Gugliano signed a 1 year contract with San Jose Sharks for $1 million.
That's fine.
Confirmed Baron Oldby is with Dallas.
Savard would certainly deserve that money and more. Serge Savard or David Savard?
Just how we Simon deserve the money and more. Yeah, of course.
Serge Savard would.
Serge
Yeah.
Savard. Savard, Nicolas, Savard, Montreal, yes, sir. Michael, wake up. He said to us too much.
Wow, did you see the Patrick Laine contract?
Yeah, 7.5. My
So
dad
this
is
is-
Gary
this goes-
Price. Awesome. Hopefully you sign up and you subscribe. That'd be great.
Yeah, so
You're
Danila
welcome to
Klimovic.
donate at any time you want to.
Okay.
Serge Savard, yes, sir. Serge Savard. Marcus Jensen, 3 years contract at $850, Michael. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think the Bogosian contract's really good. Travis Hamonic, 2 years, $3 million a year, so he gets $6 million to stay in Vancouver. I think it's a good signing for them. He's a really difficult defenseman to play against. People don't like playing against him. He hits really hard, Pierre. The Goligoski contract, the guy's over 35. How this guy got this is oh my god, this can't be right. Oh, my eyes were deceiving me. All right. So 1 year, no movement clause, $5 million for 1 year. What was his point total last year? He had 22 points in 56 games, Pierre. So that he's not terrible. He had 32 points the year before. He's from Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Is he from Eden Grand Prairie, Minnesota? No. I thought he was from Minnesota for some reason. Yeah, Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Seems like a lot of money to me, Pierre. I would rather have Ryan Suter.
A very minor signature, but Montreal signed Louis Belpedio.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I was waiting for that one. Cogliano, Savard. Yeah, so Patrick Laine is interesting. At $7.5 million, Pierre, 1 year. It's a show-me contract.
$2 million for Brendan Oldby.
It's not expensive, but I don't think he's a good goalie right now. I think he's probably done,
It's just I don't understand. They have Bishop, Kubudin, and Oettinger. So something we don't know yet what's going on over there.
Well, Bishop might not be able to play.
Hey, I want to donate. You can donate everything you want to. We don't ask how much. You just gave what you with your heart said
Close
to
your
give,
eye.
buddy. Do you think Vancouver have been better with Harmonic or Sissi? Who is the better RD at that price range? I will go with Harmonic.
Yeah, absolutely, Hamonic.
I
Not
think
even
at
a
that
question.
one. Don't forget, everybody, to click on the likes. We may be missing 2 to get 20.
So today there were 24 signings so far, 62 contract years, $730 million in cap hit added by teams collectively, and total contract value $220 million worth of contracts so far.
Yeah.
Wow. COVID be damned. So
further
at
news.
the end of the contract for Patrick Laine, is he an unrestricted free agent?
RFA.
Still.
Yeah, 1 more year. Yes, I wrote a lot of things going on around the league. We're just checking if you have any news. I'm on Twitter for my site.
So Voracek at 8.25 and Laine at 7.5. How many goals do you think they'll get between them?
You have a modification, Michael. I just want to change this. I'm sorry, but Clenderling to Dallas is 2 years at 1.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good signing for Dallas.
Yeah,
If you
I
ever
like
watch
that one.
him, he's very, very useful player. Kills penalties, wins faceoffs. He can check your top player. You can put him with better players, and he'll score a little bit. Never takes a shift off.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how do we say this name? I'll ask my Russian friends. Hold on. Let me ask my Russian developer.
He said like Pelpidio, Michael. He was a solid depth defenseman for Minnesota.
Who's that?
Belpidio. Montreal just signed him. Louis Belpidio.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched him. All right, Pierre, get ready for this, okay?
Warszawą, 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 Warszawą,
I can't pronounce that.
What problem?
Warszawą.
Warshalvum. That's how you pronounce your name? It's Ukrainian?
Which one? Arab?
Yeah. That's how you pronounce his name.
No news, Johnny Golden, about Philippe Dano yet. Johnny Golden, David Savard, ex-Mountain Wildcat.
It's not it.
Oh, what are you? Oh, I didn't see his. Michael, bring up good point, player work now, not the pass. Yep. Hey, Johnny, a rope, anything on Dano? No. Hey, Greg, no. Yep.
What is the contract for Boone Jenner? That's what I want to know.
A contract, bro, was 4 years, $15 million.
So he was 3.75 before. I don't think that's it's over. How much was it? 3 years? It's 3 years?
15 for 4 years.
Okay, so it's under 4. It's the same contract. He basically just re-signed for the same amount. He just extended it. So I think that's fair.
Montreal Canadiens signed the center Cedric Paquette to a 1 year at $950,000.
And we haven't heard anything official on Dano, right?
No.
So at $7 million, we didn't really talk about this. What do you think about the Gabriel Landeskog contract?
What do you think?
I mean, I think on the open market he would have got that. So
Yeah.
they basically just paid to keep him. I don't like the length, but he's a very consistent performer. If you look at what Zach Hyman got, it's a pretty good deal. Because he got, like, what did Hyman get? He got 5.5 times how many years? 6 or 7? 7 years. So I think they're both the same age, I believe. And I think he's probably more consistent, better than Hyman. So it's a little high per annual, but then it's less term.
Yep.
Is there a trade?
Not yet.
Wow, this is crazy.
Thank you so much. Stratic, 4.99. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Very nice from you. Super chat. I don't have my think about that one.
Thornton would not be offered the minimum contract. Thornton's fine. At $1 million, the guy is so old. He can still play. He's just what he is. He's an old guy that's not fast. He's big.
The Vegas Golden Knights get their backup goaltender Laurent Brossoit, 2 years at $2.32 million per year.
I don't mind this. He's really developed in the last few years. So I think he's what they need in backup. They didn't sign another goalie, did they? Just him?
No.
This is Winnipeg, or who signed him?
Vegas.
Oh, that's pretty good for Vegas. He
Yeah.
had good numbers last year. That's a big lot. And what did Winnipeg sign as a backup? Anyone?
It's a good backup. Yeah.
He's a good backup.
Yeah.
I mean, they just went from what? Paying 13 and a half million for 2 goalies, and now they're down to 8.5. So.
Sissy signed with the Oilers 4 year at $3.25.
Don't-
White Pocket and case is just for depth. It's not about specific role. I think they will use Jake Evans return on that. Maybe Poland is not ready, but I think Pocket is just an insurance player. It's not like they will give him a role inside the team.
Interesting. Yeah. So they paid $2 million for a 500 goalie.
Yeah.
His numbers were decent this year.
Like he said, Armio Yamo, Sissy signed 4 years, 4 year at $3.25 million per year.
I mean, so I'm trying to think like.
Well, at 3.5 is not bad. Like, it's not expensive.
It's not. It's not.
It's just to see what it would be his role inside that team. And, are you comfortable to play Duncan Keith with Cody Ceci?
All the pairs are terrible.
Well, not really. I think you have Nurse.
Nurse is one guy, right? So who is Nurse's pairing?
I think they will now put Cody Ceci. Exactly what he did with Eric Carlson, Michael.
Yeah.
That's the way I see that right now.
Jeez, I don't know. I absolutely would have preferred to have Larson and.
San Jose Sharks signed the veteran goaltender James Reimer back in San Jose Sharks.
Huh.
Michael, 30 signatures so far, 73 total contract years, $84 million and $248 million at the end of the contract.
Wow.
It's not a big news, Michael, but I like to do that. The Philadelphia Flyers signed a 1-year contract at $950,000. Keith Yandel. Keith Yandel with the Flyers.
So they dump Shane Gostisbehere and they get his dad. It's like you just got rid of this guy.
George Molson, the owners of the Montreal Canadiens, just write a letters about the case of Logan Mayo. I did not read it yet. I just want to mention that. Has been here. LB, I've been a lady there for you. Good to see him get a raise. You did not deserve that money. All right. Have a good day. Andrew Congino, 1 year, 1 contract. Yep, got it. Cody was really bad in Ottawa. You have a couple of good years. I think he struggled with with Carlson. One Carlson left. That's what you see. Sometimes a player might make another player better, right?
Yeah, he was not good in Toronto. I didn't really think he was that great in Pittsburgh. I think they get by with because they get a lot of puck pressure support in Pittsburgh. They have quick forwards, and I think it hides problems with D, and then the D go to other teams. Like, look at Justin Schultz. Like, Justin Schultz are like, oh, he's pretty good. I'm like, he's not good.
So at that moment, Michael, to follow up with Adam, $212,000 in 561 is the money they have cap space, Vegas. That's what they
Jeff
have.
Molson, I understand. Expect.
Whoop, whoop. Be careful. Not yet.
Yeah, I'm just reading the letter from Jeff Molson.
A minor one, the Montreal Canadiens signed a 2-year contract with Jean-Sébastien D-A-E. D, I don't know how you call it. The Toronto Maple Leafs is signed, is it Mike Bunting? Is it Mike or Michael Bunting?
Michael Bunting.
2 years contract at $900,000.
For who?
Toronto Maple Leaf.
That's a great pickup.
I think so too.
Like Pierre, this guy had 12 or 15 goals last year. He's smaller. He's from Toronto. He played the Don Mills Flyers with Michael. Would he play with Max Domi? I think he was on that.
It's a 950,000, yeah.
So he's a GTHL player. I like Michael Bunting. I thought for what he brought, I think that's better than getting Alex Galchenyuk.
The Anaheim Ducks signed a 1-year contract with the veteran center Ryan Kesslav.
Oh, they did?
Yep. He returned home.
What did they sign for?
$1 million.
Totally makes sense. That makes way more sense than $9 million.
Yeah. I think it's good for him to stay home. I thought he would be with Montreal, but was maybe too much.
The problem with Getzlav, he's just comfortable.
I'm loving this last season.
It probably would have been the best thing for him to leave. But he's not in. He just likes the beach and.
I don't know how they can get Jack Eichel. I think they gave up on him. But again, how they can get Dano now? Can Dano go to Seattle or Los Angeles? Wow.
So Bunting had 10 goals in 21 games, Pierre. And if you look everywhere he's been an offensive point producer. Like every time they call him up, he scores. So I guess they've only called him up 3 times or twice. But even in the AHL, he had 23 goals, 19 goals, 49 points in 58 games, 19 points in 16 games, 10 goals in 21 games. I think that's a good move by Toronto.
The New York Rangers signed Jared Denordi a 2-year contract at an AAV of $900,000.
Can't skate. Senators are signing their coach DJ Smith to a contract extension.
And in the news, the Montreal Canadiens they got Chris Whiteman a 1-year contract at $750,000 the minimum to sign to be back in the NHL.
Has he been in the KHL?
So again?
Has he been in the KHL?
Yes. Was the best defenseman last year over there.
Yeah. I mean, that just shows you how weak the KHL is.
That's, we don't expect too much, but I think any team looking for depth, I think that's good.
Yeah, he's like a 7-8. He really struggled when he left, but he never really caught on. Thought he'd be much better. Wow, he's only 5'10". I thought he was a little bigger than that. AHL, baby. The Oilers offered Toronto 2 draft picks, including one in the first 5 rounds, as compensation to sign and trade. What? Toronto could have got draft picks for nothing. Zorg was signed. What? Oh.
I don't know where you at.
I don't know. So, I mean, right now, good moves by Calgary. I think good moves by Carolina. In the last few days, I think Chicago's improved their team, assuming Fleury reports. If they can get Fleury to report, then it'll be very positive. But even with just the Seth Jones deal, moving out the contract to Zadorov, he wanted too much money. I like Calgary's move overall of getting Zadorov. It's a good fit for them, and I think getting Blake Coleman may be a little expensive, but if he scores 20 goals, you're not too worried about it. And I think it still leaves room for Connor Zary and Jacob Pelche.
Yeah.
And they got a very skilled player in the drafting, Matthew Coronado.
What you get? Look like a little bit quiet right now.
I'm sure that won't last long. Dadonov, Holden, Brendan Menell for a 7th. I like the Edmonton Oilers move of getting Fogel. I understand
Yes,
the move
it
for
is, John.
CC. So I like that. I like the trade, the Brent Seabrook for Tyler Johnson trade. I think that's a good move for Chicago. I think he'll help Chicago. So Chicago's gotten a lot better the last few days. If Marc-Andre Fleury reports, they could be very, very competitive. Like, that should be a playoff team. They get Jonathan Taves back. They have probably a 20-goal scorer in Tyler Johnson, who can play all forward positions. They got Seth Jones, got a brother. So they got to be happy there. Chicago looking a little better. Let's see. What about the signings? Let's look at the more signings.
Finally, the contract on Nick Bonino, Michael, is a $3 million AAV for 2 years at $6 million total.
I mean, I think that's probably a pretty fair contract for him. He's a veteran.
I agree with you.
He's always produced from the third line. Like, hard to find guys like that. You can always rely on him.
Yeah.
What did he have this year? 10 goals, 26 points in 55 games. So that's consistent for him. He had 18 goals last year, 17, 12, 18. Dropped a little bit there, 15, 22. So, yeah, that's a good move by San Jose.
I agree with you.
Let's see.
Présentement, Nicolas, pas certain. Pas certain. Il nous manque un centre puis il nous manque un allié gauche. He asked me if the Canadiens make the playoff. I said, not sure yet.
Not sure.
He missed a couple of pieces.
Yeah, I'm not convinced of that. But, you know, they'll have, I think, a full season of Caulfield and Suzuki, and maybe they get one more guy that kind of pops through, like a Romanov keeps improving. You know, maybe. It's going to be borderline. I think they'll have to grab one of the last playoff spots. Have you read the letter from Jeff Molson yet?
I did not read. The only thing I heard, like, people complaining now. So.
Well, people complain.
Just said not the right time, blah, 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 blah.
We've asked Logan not to participate in our rookie or main training camp this fall. Being a player in the NHL is a privilege, and that is earned, not a right that is granted. As the year progresses, we will reassess his readiness to be part of our organization.
Did
So
you
they put
check
him in.
the comments about Stratic on that one?
No, Michael Bunting is nothing like Hyman. Michael Bunting is an offensive winger. He's kind of like, in some ways, he's like Brandon Peary. But he's a guy that was buried in the AHL for no reason. He, other than maybe maybe he's not a 200-foot player, but he's very dangerous offensively. Like everywhere this guy's been, he has scored. So
Yep.
I think it's a good move by Toronto. You could play him on a second line, and he'll get you 20, 25 goals, I bet.
Definitely. We just want to thank everybody, Michael. We
I think
still
I'll
like
check
almost like 2 hours. They still with some of you. You've been with us in the beginning of the show. So thanks to join us and to be a part of the Hockey Nation show. We do the best we can, bring you all the news around the league, and we comment what we think is the best comments about what we think. We are not an expert like those guys, but at the end of the day, we just want to give you more information we can get for each one of you. We're going to resume at the end of the day by team, one by one, what they did, what they should do, everything like that was next for them for the next couple of days. We'll be live again tonight, and then we'll be live tomorrow, Michael, 11 o'clock to resume, and then after that, couple of days to resume everything around and then restart again. I'm sure at some point we're going to do the 32 days and 32 team and 32 days for sure. We're going to do that what we did last season.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yep. Oh, this one, Michael, we did not expect that one. We knew he was signed over there, but I did not know that one. Jonathan Bernier is signed with the New Jersey Devils, around $8 million total for 2 years.
Wait, who?
Jonathan Bernier.
Oh, $4 million a year.
Yep.
Pierre, man, he's a good goalie. I think this really, really is an underrated move. I don't think it's very expensive for what he brings. He stole a lot of games for Detroit. They won games that they had no business winning.
Yep. Today they have a trouble breaking through, scoring the playoff. Cool broadcast. Thank you so much, Rizik. I think the point they have, Michael, it was one. I think they make too much pressure on Kalchanap and to produce. They're missing too much piece of the puzzle. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Very nice. I appreciate you join us and always there. Don't forget, everybody, to click on the like. That'd be good.
Toronto is nowhere near winning anything.
I don't think so. It's confirmed right now, Michael, but it's not like Vinny Inostrozas is not returning in Chicago, confirmed. Not going to sign, but he's not going over there.
I don't mind him as a support guy. Like, whew, man, so many moves, Pierre.
Yeah. It's like I follow so many people on the Twitter. It's like I'm getting like some news, like it's repeating the news for someone else to someone else, and they retweet something, right? So you have to be alert to see it's not the same news, right? So to clarify for Logan Mailloux, they said he would not be a part of the training camp.
Yeah, that's what I said. So he said not going to be in rookie camp, won't be part of training. They just kind of put him in a timeout.
Yeah.
Listen, people are the most unforgiving people. I don't think he deserves to be forgiven in the sense of, like, I'm not looking for absolution, but in the end, who decides?
Yeah.
Let the kid go play. He's going through counseling. He's going to have to do a ton of community service. I don't know how you ever make it up to that girl. I think she just wanted an apology, and she didn't like the apology he gave him or he gave her. So, I think he's obviously gonna have no contact with her, which I think is appropriate. But in the end, this was my problem with this move: is like you're putting a tremendous amount of pressure on a kid and your organization's reputation for what? Like nobody should have drafted him.
Yep. I agree with you. But I think the league missed also. I think it's just only them, but
Absolutely.
I think everybody on that one, at least for Montreal Canadiens, the NHL should look. Send a memo in the morning. So you know what? Whatever
Not
happening,
have-
we cannot pick him, this kid.
Right. Look, think about the NBA. Players declare whether they're going to enter the draft or not.
Yeah.
NHL, it just does an 18-year-old draft, and I get that. But there's got to be like some, I don't want you to go NBA because that's so corrupt and tied to the NCAA. Like I wouldn't want anything to do with that. But I think it's logical to say if somebody opts out, there's a way to pull them out of the registry.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we'll just try to be sure, and the NBA, like, you have a choice, and the NHL would look like when you go in, you cannot
You're
get
in.
out. That's what
Yeah,
the
that's
rule
what I'm
or whatever
saying. It's
about
like,
that.
it doesn't make sense.
Minor signers is don't deserve to get the music, but we signed, the Dallas Stars signed Alexander Petrovic to a 1 year, 2-week contract.
Yeah, he's useful.
He played for the Florida Panthers, and
Yeah.
he went to Edmonton, I believe, or he went to Calgary, something like that.
He's a journeyman guy. I think Dallas doesn't need a lot, Pierre. If Dallas had Zach Parise and Ryan Suter on cheap contract,
Yeah.
then those guys coupled with Pavelski and a healthy Sagan and a healthy Ben, I don't know what they're doing in goal. I think for Bernier, it would have been a better fit in a Dallas. What goalies are left now? You got Linus Olmark, Grubauer. Does Dallas grab Grubauer?
For the goaltender? Now they have Brendan Oldby, and now Bishop, Kudubin, and Ottinger.
Wait, so they signed Holtby, right? Is that official? I don't see that
Yeah.
anywhere.
It's official. $2 million. 1
Oh,
year.
there it is. One way, 2 million. I don't get that. I don't know. You got two backups and a guy that's injured all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's see. So, who do we have that anyone we're surprised that's not gone yet? I think David Krejci, I gotta anticipate will stay in Boston. Wow, $290 million in long-term contracts so far. Chris Weidman, Tenorti, Reimer. Oh, James Reimer in San Jose.
Yeah.
I missed that. Sorry, did you say that?
Yeah.
So 2 years, 2.25. His numbers are always good, but he's very inconsistent. He just he can really, really let you down, and he can do very well in other games. You just don't know what you're going to get with him. So who do they have in net? Do they have Dubnyk still?
Who?
San Jose?
No, they have now Hill.
Oh, Aiden Hill. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So Aiden Hill and James Reimer.
Exactly.
I guess, are they better than last year in net, Pierre? Marginally, right? Like Martin Jones has been a real problem. Devin Dubnyk, I don't know.
I would say yes, because they have a lot. They expect a lot of promise or a lot of expectation from Hill. Look like Hill is a good goaltender for what the people said. So
yeah,
we did not see. For me, I did not see enough, but
yeah, he is a good goalie. I think that he was like a 500 goalie on a bad team, and he's 6'6", like he's a big goalie, so they like that. So really, Devin Dubnyk he's unrestricted, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's fallen off quite a bit since Minnesota. He was pretty bad. He was 3-9-2 in San Jose last year. And then they had Martin Jones, and Martin Jones was 15-13, and 896 save percentage. But what's interesting is all their goalies were under 900. So I think they're better today. I mean, if they can get these guys to be 910, like Reimer is traditionally like a 910, 912 save percentage, and Aiden Hill was at least that last year. So if they can do that, then they've definitely improved. It'll be low key improvement. Because he was 913, Aiden Hill. He's played a total of 49 NHL games. He's a 909 career, 19-21. So it's probably an improvement for them.
It's funny, Michael, you said that, and I think for me it's like when I reflect quick, Michael, or Michael, about Michael, I would say to you is like, yes, I think this year, Michael, you don't have a lot of big name on the market. Right, a big factor changed a lot. You only talk about Hamilton, honestly, right?
Yeah.
But
And
you have a lot of
I
the secondary and the third kind of players below them, where you can talk about the elite like Hamilton. Then you go the second and the third. You have a lot of them, and then honestly, for me this year, I will remember as a UFA as for the goaltender. That's what for me I will remember the most.
I mean, the biggest name out there left is probably Grubauer.
Right now, is the Grubauer is still there, yeah. But now you talk about after that, Mike Hoffman, Brandon Saad, right?
Brandon
Zizikas.
Saad. I was just thinking of someone else that's still out there. Brandon Saad, I forgot about. Zach Parise.
Yeah,
Nick Palmieri. But it's all support type guys. So it sounds like David Riddick, according to Frank Cervelli, is going to go to the Preds to play alongside UC Saros. Riddick was really bad in Toronto.
definitely.
Is Halak better than Holtby?
Let me refresh this. I will tell you a little bit more about that, Michael. Hamilton is not confirmed. He's not there yet. Look like, well, he's missing a couple of pieces. Like Gruber is really the one there. Ulmark is the second one. Dano is not there. Hoffman, Brandon Saad. I don't know if he was confirmed. Jaden Schwartz, but I think he's going to anyway there.
Kind of sounds like it.
Corey Perry is not confirmed yet. David Krejci is not confirmed yet. Matthew Janmark, Brock McGinn, Nick Foligno, Thomas Tatar,
Yeah.
Eric
right.
Olak, and then after that you have Perrault and Bozak and Zizikas and Yanko, Eric Stahl, and those kind of players like that, right? Rand Murray, nowhere.
Another player with a lot of injury history.
So a little bit interesting to see that you have still have a lot of players on the map, for sure. You can get somewhere.
Yeah, I would be curious to see, does Brandon Saad stay in Colorado for less money?
Michael said Kruber stay with the Abs.
I think he
so.
will.
I don't see why he would go.
I would not leave. I mean,
I think we see right now a couple like the biggest at the beginning. Then after that, you go a little bit lower, slower for the next couple hours.
I agree. Alex Stalock is not good. No, they should have grabbed Bernier. I don't get this. They should have drafted Wallstead and signed Bernier. And
The key,
bought
Michael,
out
behind that, if you think about this, right, with all the movement of goaltender, why they don't have a chance or an opportunity to pick one of what happening today?
why didn't they get Markstrom last year?
You know what I mean?
They could add Markstrom.
Why they try?
Well, they didn't try enough. All they had to do, like that contract to Markstrom, was totally within reach.
Wait, they gave him $6 million.
Yeah. Now they're paying 2.2 to Mike Smith and 4.5 to Koskinen. What?
For me, Michael, it's just Koskinen because Smith at 2.2 to be a backup all day, not a problem. If you can
Well, that's
find
what I'm saying,
a backup, a number one at $4 or $5 million, that would be the worst they should get.
Yeah. If I said to you, for another $1.5 million, I will trade you Markstrom for Koskinen, you'd do it.
You know what, James Salman, he bring a point, Michael. We associate Dano for the last 36 hours with Vegas completely.
Yeah.
And now Dano is not signed yet, was not mentioned. And I think some team was going to hold everything, Michael, because now they have to figure out the salary cap.
Oh, probably.
So a lot of team right now is going to shut down and right now and waiting for their salary cap and figure out, okay, what he can do, what he cannot do, how we can trade one players to get more money here, we can sign another players.
To answer the question around Grubauer, I do remember him in Washington. He was, I think he played decent in Washington. I never thought he was the goalie that we see now.
Again, Michael,
So
he just showed 1 year.
Yeah, I think, Grubauer?
Well,
I don't
the
know
year
about
prior he was good, but not like he was like this year.
Yeah.
This year was
played
really the elite of the elite in NHL.
If you look at his history, he's played a lot. So in Washington, he had 22 games, 24 games, 35 games. He's played 214 NHL games, and he's got a 2.3 and a 920 save percentage. So he is what he is. He's a good goalie. He's above average. He's won 109 games and lost 61. And I agree with you. He was definitely elite this past year. He also faced, it's interesting, Pierre, he faced 993 shots in 40 games. The year before with Colorado, he faced 1,067 in 36 games. And the year before that, 1,071 in 37 games. So definitely the defense improved in Colorado, and it helped him. And his save percentage has gone up as a result. But, to have a 920 save percentage in the NHL in 200 games is no joke. I mean, that's, he's a very good goalie.
Definitely.
I mean, realistically, this is a $6 million goalie.
Yeah, I think so too. I think, but he cannot go over that after that because the salary cap is difficult after that, Michael. So,
right. And he's had injury problems, Pierre.
Yeah, that's another thing over there.
Like he's never been in Colorado. He's always had injury problems.
Maybe you go with 4-5 or 4-6.
Right. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. I do think he's a real good goalie. He's 29. He's a 1991 birth year, so he's going to be 31, isn't he? No. He'll be 30. Wow, I'm old. I coached the 91s.
Yeah, I was trying to look on him on the Colorado. He's not there anymore.
I remember when I thought the 93 birth year was young. Yeah. I remember thinking, "Oh, these guys are young."
But they still have $12 million to spend with 16 on the roster, Colorado. And they have to find a goaltender. They have to resign Tyson Joss. But still, they are not great on the depth now.
Yeah, the contract for Landeskog might actually hurt them a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, if you're not, to me, the difference between Jonathan Bernier and Grubauer is very small. Like
Yeah.
like if you look at Bernier this year, he had 24 games, 2.99 and a 914 save percentage on a bad team. Like a team that improved but not great, right? Not Colorado. He's played 390 NHL games. So for the money that Bernier got, like I would have grabbed him. And he played 37 games in Colorado in 2017-18. He had a 2.85 goals against average and a 913 save percentage. So I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't try to go after him. He's always a
Minor
good number.
contract right now. Michael Amadio get a 2-way contract with Toronto Maple Leaf, a
Okay.
2-way, 1 deal.
Fourth line guy, he plays with energy and he's hard to play against. He's a physical guy with a little bit of offense. He's not going to get you a lot of points.
Yeah. But I think to answer back to Strazik about that one over there, for me, the key for me was to buy out Koskinen.
I can't believe they didn't do it. He's not a terrible goalie. He's just not a $4.5 million goalie. If you flipped the contracts with him and Mike Smith, you might be happier.
Well,
But he's still not enough. Like, they need someone better than these guys.
here we go.
If they had signed... Okay, so think about this. Freddie Anderson got what? $4.5 million?
Yeah.
I mean, he's much better than Koskinen. He's better than Mrazek. Like, I don't understand. This is like... They have such terrible decision-making around goaltenders.
But again, like, it's...
I don't get it.
all right. David Poyle from Nashville, right? He gave $8.25 to Hohenson. $8 million we trade to get Duchesne.
Bad
He
choice.
just gave his third center $5 million, Michael.
Holy smokes! Combined, will they get 30 goals?
You know what I mean? Like, you think about that. Like, sometimes you study the team, you study the manners, and it's repeatedly the same problem. They make the same mistake.
Well, and I mean, I think that legitimately Granlund played second line wing. He's not a great centerman anymore. He doesn't have the wheels, And that's probably why his goal scoring's gone up and his assists have gone down. He's been shoot first a little bit more. Because he was always the other way around. He's more of a playmaker and a two-way player. But, I mean, they overpaid for that guy, like, by $1.5 million.
And then after that, Michael, I will bring you to Vegas. So the problem Vegas got last season, it was too much tied up to the salary cap. So they can have their hand was tied. They cannot add more players. They play a game with nobody, like missing bodies because that. So they was like really too tight. Now they bring Fleury. They open up a 7.5, and then that's what kind of money was there for Michael. It was for pay Martinez. And that's okay with that. That's a good deal. It's a good move. Still have a little bit more money. The problem with them, it was a center and a power play. Now you go get a player for 5.5 from Dadonov with Ottawa. He's a winger. He scored. He did not do anything last year. He does not fix what you have a problem, and he's not the kind of leader he has to bring everything there. So for me, it's another bad move over there for Vegas, and now they have only $200,000 on the salary cap open.
Yeah, I don't understand it. If you look at Nashville, I think they probably say if you believe that Matt Duchene's a centerman, which I'm not sure I do. Yeah, but he was an AHL goalie, and if you look at his history in Detroit, he always went cheap on goalies. They had this false belief that they could get by with junk goalies that were below average. It doesn't add up. The data never panned out. We complained about Jimmy Howard for 15 years, and this guy can never. He was just good enough to be bad. Like, he would lose games. Anyways, it was really frustrating. I think they never respected how good Chris Osgood really was, and they always made the assumption, oh, look, we won cups without Chris Osgood. Yeah, but you had like Brendan Shanahan and Sergei Fedorov and Pavel Datsyuk and like Zetterberg, and you had like superstar players. You don't have that now.
Yep.
Okay, you have that in Edmonton, but look what happened.
The Philadelphia Flyers signed a contract to the veteran center from the Winnipeg Jets, Nate Thompson, back with Philadelphia Flyers for the upcoming season. He's 37 years old, I think, just for that in a forward face-off return. That I don't know yet how much he was his contract, but Nate Thompson is a new player for the Philadelphia Flyers, Michael.
I don't know what's going on in Philadelphia.
You know, this is good. It's depth. I think I like that one over there. You need depth, and like you need like, you know, I think that's good in case something happened. The face-off was not great, so
I think they got worse in goal. They basically went lateral with Yandel to Ghost-Bear to Yandel for less money, but
$800,000, by the way.
Yeah, so it's the same player, just older and cheaper.
Yeah. You know, so, it's a little bit like Luke Clendenin with Dallas, but like 7, 8 years older. That's why he got like less money out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
that might be. I mean, Luke Glendening is not young. He's old.
30?
He might be 35.
Really? Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah.
He played with Datsyuk, so he's 32. He's a 1989 birth year. So he's not 35. But...
Yeah, Thompson is still, 36 now?
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good for Luke Glendening. I think he'll do really well in Dallas. So today they've signed Ryan Suter, Luke Glendening, and Braden Holtby. And that probably makes sense, you know. Those are all... They have, like, Guryanov, and they got Rupe Hins, and they got a lot of good parts over there. I think they just need to get healthy, and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's been pretty quiet, Pierre. Nothing dramatic. So it'll be interesting to see
how the Flyers looking this year.
Today. I think they're going to be lousy. I don't know.
Lindstrom, generational, they make goalie look good, and the others have no one like that.
Yeah, Nick Lidstrom was, a superstar, and then they had Cronwall. I mean, they had really, ridiculously good D and good forwards then. So you could get
welcome Mr. Joseph Ferreira in the house. Welcome aboard. Don't forget to click on the likes. First, for the Flyers, Michael, I think the situation is better what it was at the end of the year. Connor Hart, it cannot be worse.
I've never seen him that bad, Pierre.
Right, so he's going to be better. The second backup goaltenders, Martin Jones or Brian Elliott, don't change too much for me. What I like is the way they struggled a lot on the defensive side last season. Flip Myers didn't do well. Right D, he struggled a lot over there. The fact now they have Ryan Ellis, Ramis Ristolainen, is a plus. And I think Cam Atkinson, it would be better at Jacob Voracek for what he can bring on that side of that team over there. That says you're going to compete and go all the way. But I think for me, they are a better team right now at what he was like a month ago or 3 weeks ago.
Definitely better with Ryan Ellis. And I think that makes a very interesting partner for Provorov.
Yeah.
Because he's very, very, like Ryan Ellis's hockey IQ is phenomenal. Like it's on another level. He's stout. He's a good, skater. Like, so I think that's good. Rasmus Ristolainen, they're going to find that he has a lot of blemishes defensively, and he's not as good offensively as you think. And I think what happens with him is he's 6'5", and he has offensive skill, and people get excited about him. So I think he has a lot to prove.
If you think about this, Michael, just to give you an idea, Robert Hank and Philip Myers versus Ralph Ellis and Ramus Ristolainen.
I think Ellis is definitely an upgrade. I'm not sure if Ristolainen's better than Hay.
Oh yeah, by mile.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Robert
If you
Hagg's
look
pretty
about
good.
all the stat, analytics, everything like that, you're going to see Robert Hagg has nothing. Like, he scored 2 goals
maybe.
per year.
Maybe.
Whatsoever, Ristolainen did not do a lot of goals, but still, the guy he can score at the beginning of his career, score like 13, 12 goals in NHL. He
Never.
scored a little bit more. Good
He's
morning
never
or
scored that
afternoon, Mr. Gaydon Jenkins back in the house. Gaydon.
Okay, Pierre, listen. 8, 9, 6, 6, 5, 6, 4. What are all those numbers?
It's all the goal for Ristolainen.
That's it.
Yeah, I know that. I look about both situation about that one there.
How about these numbers? Minus 32, minus 21, minus 9, minus 25, minus 4.
Yeah, but those numbers, I'm not worried about that
Minus 8.
because when you play with a bad team, Michael, you get bad number, right? I just feel like he's going to get about 7 to 10 goals next season. I would expect about a minus 10 maybe, but he's going to bring more. They satisfy the second pair of defense over there. At the end of the day, he's not going to be number 1 and 2. What he was most exposed this year as the number 1 and 2 in Buffalo. He's going to be last best player. So overall, I think they'll be he's going to be fine over there. He's just carry on a good $5.5 million.
I think Buffalo did very well in that trade. They got 2 draft picks and Robert Hagg. And Robert Hagg he's good size, he can skate, and he's reliable defensively.
That's where
he's just not going to get you any
his
points,
biggest
right?
strength is there.
That's it. He's a number 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But I do really like Ryan Ellis. I think that'll actually really help Philadelphia. And then in net, they have Felix Sandstrom. So I guess it depends on where you project Sandstrom. Will he be the backup? He's was considered at one point a pretty good prospect. So I don't know where he's at. I thought Brian Elliott was very good. But.
Yep. Well, a small one. The Minnesota Wild have an agreement with the forward Frédéric Gaudreau to a 2-year contract at $2.4 million total for 1.2 AAV, confirmed right now by the Minnesota.
Yeah, Sandstrom looks like he's not going to do anything for them.
Justin Bailey just signed with the Vancouver Canucks a two-way contract.
Wait.
Yeah, Justin, not John Bailey.
Not Josh. Oh, I was like, wait, Josh Bailey's a free agent?
I know you. When you said wait, I knew this right away. I knew right away.
Yeah, those are very different players.
Yeah, completely.
One's 6'3" and doesn't score a lot, and the other one's 5'11" and scores a lot. At least gets assists. Well, Pierre, I have to jump to meetings in about 10, 12 minutes. So who do you feel right now has done the best, and who do you feel has done the worst?
Are
you excited for any of these?
Yeah. No, but, at the end of the day, you have a lot of movement at front team. Like, Carolina was active today. I'll be honest with you. For me, it's it did not happen today. It's happened late last night when they signed their captain, Lestagog, and Colorado. I think that changed a little bit what happening today, honestly.
Yep.
Because without the captain, that team changed completely their philosophy, their image, everything like that. So for me, I think Lestagog, Michael, will make a big difference on that one over there, for sure. Surprised with New Jersey if they get Doug Hamilton. A bit surprised. I think the last couple of days, I think Calgary was active during that UFA, not signing players, but their trade, they create everything like that. They ran first. I think Winnipeg, the last couple of days with the restructure the defense is another
I
big
like
there. Yeah, and then when you trade for Zed John and Marc-André Fleury, Chicago, you have to give them also credit about that one there. But again, you have to go back with Florida Panthers, Michael, because Florida Panthers they got better without give anything, and they got now Montour, Verhey, and Bennett. The only thing we wait right now is to Reinhardt to sign his RFA. That's a question where they're going to see. So when you can check all the stuff like that, I think that's those teams I really pay a little bit more attention. Why they pay more in my eyes because the name they sign up everything like that. Otherwise, the rest of the team I maybe forget one, but they are just lower team or lower players.
Carolina's interesting because I think they deemed Warren Foegele expendable because they have Ryan Suzuki who's probably ready. So Ryan Suzuki, I would expect in the NHL next year, and they retain Jordan Martinook. So that on forward, they're probably a wash. And we know they've got to sign some big contracts coming up. They've got a young Martin Neckesh who looks like he's going to be maybe the best of everybody. He's kind of crazy. On D, they lose Dougie Hamilton. If you had said 5 years ago, oh my God, they lost Dougie Hamilton, nobody would care. Because Dougie Hamilton was like middling and he had a weird reputation. I think the best fit for him was in Carolina. So for them to lose him, it hurts them, it hurts him. They pick up Ethan Bear, who I think the problem I have with that is now they have Jacob Slavin and Brett Pesce, Brady Shea. So between those three guys, that's their top three. And then you got a big drop off with Ethan Bear, Jake Gardiner, and then Joey Keane. So I think they got a big hole there. I think they got worse on D, but on goaltending, I think they actually got better. So now we've got Frederick Anderson, and what was the other goalie they got for $2 million?
Renda.
And Kiranta.
Carolina was active because he got the trade for Warren and Adam Bear were there.
Yeah, that's why I said Warren
Foegele. You have to give them like they change a lot of structure, everything like that. So I just don't. I think Warren Foegele it's another player, Michael. A little bit what we thought about Vauclav or those very they are stuck in the ladder. They cannot go up. I think Alex Stock is another one like Foegele. I think is a guy can score a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think the same thing happened, Michael, with Morgan Asado now Kiki.
Yeah, Morgan Geeky, the same thing.
He was stuck in there in Carolina, so I think that'd be one. A signature minor, I don't know where they get their money, but they have money in Vegas. They signed Sven Barchi.
Sven Barchi?
Yeah, for $700,000. So it's a one way two ways. So still,
I think Sven Barchi can still play. Pierre, he got, I don't know why he got buried in Vancouver. He's not a $3-4 million player. I get that, but it's not like he's always had numbers that are good. Yeah. And he played with Nino Niederreiter in Portland, and those guys have, I think they both are capable offensive players. But he's getting older, so I think that's good. So who signed him for $700?
Vegas Golden Knight.
Pierre, he does not fit Vegas.
What?
That his style is that is not what Vegas. They're gonna bury this guy. It's weird. I don't get it. He's depth. He's just stuck. I don't know. I don't get it because he's a smart offensive player.
The Tampa Bay Michael signed Gabriel Dumont, Charles Hudon, Darren Radish, Andre Zutter, and Colden Maxime Lagacé. 1 year contract, 2 ways contract. A 1 year contract, 2 years.
Aiden Sutter?
What?
Did you say they signed Aiden Sutter?
No, they signed Darren Radish, Charles Hudon, Maxime Lagacé, Gabriel Dumont, and the defenseman Andres Zutter, Sustr.
Aiden Sutter? Or Sutter?
Yeah.
Really? The Everett Silvertip?
No, I don't think so. It's Silvertip.
I'd be surprised at that. It can't be the same.
Funny they signed Charles Hudon.
Yeah, he just the AHL guy.
Now the deal with Michael is not confirmed by the team yet.
Yeah, I don't see him going anywhere. He's like not that ambitious. Sven Barchi, 1 year, 750, two-way contract. He'll be in the AHL. Tucker Poolman deal, 10 million is pretty good for him. Not happy to see you. Yeah, interesting. The Corrali deal is interesting. I can't believe Sean Corrali got that much money.
Yeah, Michael, Yandel is confirmed. We forgot about, we apologize for David, but did Shara retire? It's not confirmed yet about that. John Gregor asked you if you're a coach.
So yes, for a long time. Coached in the GTHL, was director of coaching for Tier 2 in Everett, and coached Bantam.
That's a good comparison. I think for Gel, Michael's take the spot at Cashin. Maybe not the same role, but I think he get that spot where I think he could be. For me, Michael, he could be a top 9 over there, where he could be the third line, set up there very well.
You could put him. He's got enough skill. Like people don't understand. First of all, Zach Kassian was like their most consistent player in the playoffs. He's a pain in the neck to play against, and he's capable of getting more points if they play him right. Like he had 2 15-year goals. It's 2 years where he scored 15 goals in a row, and then he had prior seasons where he got 10 and 40 and 14 and 70. And he's a big, mean guy. He's not like fast, but he's a decent skater. I would keep Zach Kassian in Edmonton. Vogel has the ability to play second line and I bet get you 20 goals.
Yeah.
He's got good skill level and he's decent size and he's quick. I like Puya Harvey. I thought Puya Harvey was a good player to bring back. So I don't know. Edmonton's a little frustrating to watch.
Of course.
I'm not a huge fan of what they've done on D.
Would be really interesting about that. We'll go to shut down this, Michael, at 1:30.
Yeah,
here.
let's go. I gotta jump on another call. So
no problem.
Thanks,
can
Pierre.
go.
It's been fun. I think things are kind of going quiet. So
Appreciate your help.
thanks everybody for joining us.
Sound good. Have a good one, Michael. Here we go. We'll be back here on the main the main booth of the show. That's where usually I do all my information here when I'm alone. So we're going to be here again for a little bit more. I see the others putting. Let me check this part. I like to get that one over there. Oops. I see the others. Thanks for the broadcast. Talking about Michael. I see the others writer putting for Jill on the same line as the question avec an anonyme central physical line. Yeah. Well, what happening about this part is like, it's sometimes those website with the names, they just put their name there, everything like that. They not confirm everything what's going on about that one. See, they have to, their bottom 6 have to get a little bit better. They have to still sign a couple of players. But you think about that, they're Edmonton, I can give you right there, give me about 30 seconds. You already know, first of all, they have $2.5 million to play with. But, McDavid, Trussell example, our center 1 and 2. He-Mac is going to be at the top 1 over there. And then you have also Nugent, Hopkins, Rand over there. You still have Bill Joe Javi over there. You can have like Devon Shore or Rand McLeod, where he get better and better. He could play with Warren for jail. And then Keller, Yamamoto could be a top 6 over there. So that what they have right now, they have 2 players to sign as a RFA. First one, the one is Warren for jail, and then Yamamoto. They have $2.5 million. That's including the contract at Kosciak, Cashin over there at 3.2. So it will be really interesting about that. But I believe the third center over there could be, Devon Shore at some point, or Ryan McLeod, where McLeod show a lot of a lot of highlights at the end of the year. For them, he's only 21 years old, so I think it could be that one can play with Warren for sure on that one over there. So what happened for the rest of the day, guys, for the Hockey Nation Live show? We're going to be maybe not live right away, but what we're going to do is bring news around. So if something major happening between today, right now, until 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm going to come back here on the live stream and mention a big trade or something like that. Or if not, I'm going to be back tonight at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock Eastern time. And tonight I'm going to go through everything. We're going to judge the player, the team, what they act with there. I think like before that, we knew the secondary players like Brendan Zad or Mike Hoffman. And, a couple of players like him, they're going to be holding a little bit, a couple of days to see what could happen. So that would be something we have to follow up with, everything like that. So I just try to get other information around the league, everything like that. Everything like if I have something else to add. The phone is just pip up. When the phone pip, it's because something's going on around the league. Let's see what happened. Here we go. Nothing happened there. Coach, you are amazing. Thank you so much. We're talking about, we are quiet when I'm reading everything what's going on around the league. But one thing we did not do this morning, guys, and I'm guilty about that because we forgot Flipper this morning. Kimberly, thank you so much. Yeah, time to go eat also. No problem. Static, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, to be part of the show today. What happened like this, the NHL draft, the UFA days, or maybe the trade deadline, all those big events like that, we try to come here live, couple of days, couple of hours, something like that, and we appreciate again. The channel is growing slowly. We passed the 1,100 subscriber yesterday, and we get more and more. And then that we understand we are not like the biggest, and we understand. Whatever when the people show up here, we are here to give the best we can do for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you have a good time. And don't forget, we'll be back live stream tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time for the show's called the Power Play show with Coach Frenchy. So we'll be there at 9 o'clock tonight. So thanks again for an amazing, great show today for the early edition of the Hockey Nation Live show. I look forward to you tonight. And remember, one more thing, of course, we have to tell you that because you cannot. You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, blessed day. Awesome. Have an amazing, great day, everybody. Blessing day. And of course, don't forget we produce video every day. I suggest you to watching those videos. I give a little bit more deeper information. I produce 1 or 2 per day. I try to be consistency. It's not easy. But hopefully you have a chance to watching them and leave your comments. I reply for each one of your comments all the time. That's what I believe is the key of our success of our channel, is to be sure we are here for you guys. So have an amazing, great. It's April Moon. April Moon, M-O-O-N. It's another breakdown is the title of the song. It's funny. She show up here one day. One night we doing a live stream hockey, and she show up and she said, "Hey, I recognize my song." And I said, "What do you mean your song?" She said, "Yes, I have wrote this song and I sing this song." And she said, "My name is April Moon." And I never pay attention. I was going to play only the instrumental music, never her words. Then I find her name, her song after that, and I decide to put this. I buy the rights, and now I can use it. I have the copyright, so yeah, I love it, the song. So thank you so much, John. Thank you, everybody. Chainsaw Man, Ian Burley, Stratic, everybody came here today. I appreciate your help to be a part of the family. And don't forget one more thing. Of course, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great day.
Now you and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show.
Merci, Nicolas.
Come on, get a grip now. Just finish what you started. Don't like the feeling that I've been fooled, deceived, and so misguided.